viewers around the world. Welcome to today's teaching. Welcome to NOSCOM Financial Illiteracy class, where we come to discuss and tell us how to plan our life so that we will not make the same mistakes our parents, our loved ones make over the years. Today, we'll be discussing about the topic savings. Why do we have to save? Why do we have to save? We have to save because of rainy days. We have to save for tomorrow. We also need to save for the future. I just want to let us know I'm going to use a little example. For instance, you are working for somebody, you are working for the government, you are a public servant, you are an entrepreneur, you run your own business, or you do something where they pay you monthly. For instance, we're going to use 100,000 as a case study for our teachings this morning. For instance, you receive 100,000 every month. And when that money hits your account, the first thing you need to do, if you are a Christian, you take out 10% of that money, pay it as your tithe. But if you are not a Christian, you also take out 10%. What that does is that you give it back to the society, you give it back to the needy, you give it as charity, you give it back to those in need, to those you really know that they are in need of fund, you give it to them. Then you'll be left with 90,000. That 90,000 you are left with, you share it into two. That gives you 45,000 each. The first 45,000, you put it in your day-to-day account. You in this class, you have to label your account. You should have more than 3 to 4 accounts in this class. We'll be telling you the reason why you should have those accounts. Those accounts can be in the same bank or different bank. But what you need to do, the first 45% goes to where the salary comes from. The salary comes into that particular account where it was 100,000. You have to remove 10%, remaining 90. That 90 you split it into 245. I will tell you what you do with the first 45 and what you do with the other 45. The first 45, you put it in that account, leave it there. That money can be used for your day-to-day upkeep, your running expenses, transport fare, children's transport to school. All your expenses for that month will be captured from that 45,000. Make sure you don't live above your means. Try to cut down your expenses to the money you receive. That 45,000 will take care of that. And if the expenses for that month is more, you can do what they call push over to the next month's income. But try as much as possible not to live above your means. If you try to do that, that is the first thing to keep you in track. That is why we came up with this NOSCOM Financial Literacy class. Then the other 45 will be shared into 3 parts. The 3 parts that 45,000 will be shared into 45 divided by 3 gives you 15,000 each. And the first 15,000 you call it pension account. You can call it pension account, you can call it old age account, you can call it the future account, depends on the name that suits you more, that you are more comfortable with. Then after you've done that, the next thing you need to do, we still have 245 and 15,000 left. The first or the other one should be kept in an account. That account will be tagged or labeled. Opportunity account. What that opportunity account does is that, for instance, you get a land, you get a property that is cheap that you want to buy. You use that money to buy it. That's what that account is meant for. For instance, you've saved in that account, and you have gotten a lot of money in that account, and part of that money should be kept in that account. That 15% will be kept there. And what that means is that, for instance, you have any project, you have anything you want to use money for, you just go to that account and take from it. Or you saw an investment, you saw a property that somebody want to sell, or they want to sell, and you know when you buy it, you get some money, you get money from it. Then you take the money from that account, buy it, after selling, return back the money to the account. That is what that account is meant for. So that in case you run into emergency things you want to buy, you want to make money from. Sometimes some people buy some things when they are cheap, and when the thing is expensive, they sell. That account is meant for that. That means as a civil servant, as a worker, that money also works for you. That is one of the accounts. Number two, the third part of that account, which is 15, the other 15,000, that will be kept as your rent. If you have not built a house, to be kept as your rent. In our next class, I'll be talking about how to save for the future. What are the things you have to do? What are the things you are going to put in place so that you will be able to plan and secure your future well? Thank you for your time. We also want to appreciate you. Thank you for listening to NOSCOM Illiteracy class. This is our first series, and we also have so many programs lined up for the year. Please try to follow us so that you get so many things you need to learn of. And we also create rooms for questions. If you have questions, you can also send to our YouTube account, or we'll also put a WhatsApp number where you can communicate with us, and we'll respond to all your questions, all your answers. And if you also need to areas you are not too okay with, we talked about, you can also send a message to comment us, to tell us, this is the area I want us to work on, this is the area I want us to talk on. So we'll surely do that. Thank you. Bye bye.